Okay, this is my review of the Donovan clone. And you can see it looks pretty good. And there are a lot of wires in there. First, let me speak about the install. It took about 4 hours to install. Most of that time was trying to figure out how to get all the wires that go behind this thing in there to get it flush. And what I wind up having to do is cut the yellow wire, which should be constant power, and extending it, because there's a black box, it's a fuse box that's connected to that you need to be able to get down kind of below your instrument panel here. And the only way to do that is by extending the wire. So that's caveat number one. Caveat number two, my radio did not come with a card remote. It came with the IR sensor because I ordered the TV tuner, but I do not have the card remote. Now, here's the remote that they gave me, which is for the ATSC tuner. So I would have to hook that IR sensor to the TV tuner, not the radio. I had another one, so I actually have them both hooked up. One of them is down there. You can't see it, which is good. The other one is right there. Now, I do plan on locating that down below. I am going to contact the website that I got this from, ckane.com, and letting them know that I didn't get the card removed. Alright, I do have the backup camera, so I'm going to put this in reverse. You see that the music stops and the camera comes on. Let's put it back. Now, right now I am playing an MP3, and as you can see, the tag 3 information does come up, which I like. Okay, if I press the menu here, you press the menu again, it brings you to the folders. You can kind of list folders. One thing I found out is that WMV files, the radio is only going to see it as an audio. It will not play the video. It will only play the audio from those files. So if you have those, you're going to have to convert them to AVIs. Also, this radio will not play MKVs. As many of you know, MKV is a wrapper for H.264. So I'm not sure if it just can't see it doesn't know the MKV extension. I'll probably try to convert that to MP4, and then I'll probably be able to use the H.264 codec, what have you. Let's go through the functions of the radio. Alright, so you notice up here, it came with a 4 gig micro SD card. That's your navigation information. I did try to put it, the website only listed 32 gig, which is what I have in there now. Works perfectly. Well, I was wondering, if you can play 32, why not 64? Well, I put a 64 gig chip in there and it just reset the radio. So 64 gig won't work. While we're on the SD card, actually let me show you what the menu looks like. So if you come over here to music, it tells me invalid. If I come over here to pictures, it's going to play. I have a folder called pictures, and inside of there, I think what this thing does is scan the SD card that you put in there, and it's separating media into different types, and then that way you can look at them, and you can have folders. So I go to select one. For privacy reasons, I didn't put any pictures of my family up here. So I'm a network engineer, so I kind of put some setups that I've worked on. We'll go back. In order to get back here, you gotta hit stop. Alright, let's see, We'll exit. Actually, we'll come over to videos. Now, I put two videos on here. I put an MKV and I put an AVI. The AVI works perfectly. You just see the time it takes from it loading to play. I must say it sounds pretty good. I did have an aftermarket in here, a Pioneer. The Pioneer, in my opinion, has a better sound. That's not to say that this sound is not as good, but the granular control is lacking on this one. You know, my Pioneer, I was able to adjust the crossover settings of both inside the cabin as well as the subwoofer in terms of volume and frequency cutover. Can't do any of that on this. It does have some bass settings if you kind of turn that up. Oh, another thing I noticed is that the sound is not normalized. What I mean by that is the radio is much louder than the DVD or the media. So you notice there when you hit the volume, it kind of gives you like a little overlay. If you press the on button, it takes you to bass settings, treble, balance, fader, brightness, contrast, color. Alright, so you can kind of adjust that. In terms of the screen quality, I mean, it's a car radio. Would I like an IPS display, or even better yet, an OLED display? Much brighter with more vivid color, yes, but it's fine. So many of you probably guessed this is taken. I do have a sub in the back. Maybe I'll show you guys that. Sounds pretty good, although I'm still going to have to adjust it. Just show you kind of real quickly. I have the gain in there, and I had to turn the gain all the way down. This radio is much louder than the Pioneer that I had. Also, I could not get the Wi-Fi dongle to work directly with. I located both the USBs inside the glove box, as well as the iPod adapter. I could not get the Wi-Fi dongle to work directly onto the USB that came with the radio. But I had a little hub here that I hooked up and it worked fine. I also got the 3G antenna. Didn't work. So that's alright. I got tethering. And I don't know if you can hear that, but this video is starting to stutter. I'll have to check the source to see if that's something that's so the Wi-Fi works beautiful now that it's on the hub, which you probably want to do anyway. I put the iPod controller in here. Let's pull that guy out. Right now you can see that it's off. If I press iPod, I'm gonna go back here. Not only does it turn it on, this is 160 gig hard drive. This is the iPod. So if I hit menu here, I can go to the settings. If I press music, albums, just get that. Let's get some family-friendly music here. Sorry about that. One thing I did notice is that sometimes in between the music you can kind of hear engine noise. Actually, it's not engine noise. It's the noise from the actual spinning hard drive. If you have an iPod that is flash-based, you may not get that. But in terms of the hard drive-based one, I can hear the hard drive spinning up. As you go through here, if you hit menu again, it brings you up to all the songs. This over here allows you to kind of page down. There is no quick way to get to like M or F or T as far as I know. If you want to mute, Press that and mute it. I'm going to turn this down so you guys can hear me. If you press this here, it's going to change the EQ of the iPod. I think I had it on rock. Gives you a little bit more low-end response. Overall, not bad. It does not show you the album art though, so if that's something that you previously had, which I did, I lost. Notice here I have the Bluetooth icon lit up because right now it's connected to my phone. So if I press that, I have the ability to make a phone call, and what I'll do is, actually if I make a phone call I may lose this video, so I won't do it, but you can make a phone call, and also you can play stream audio through it. Now I do have a Galaxy Note 3, and so my contacts does not come through. But if I'm playing like a podcast, I'm a big podcast listener. If I want to pause it, here's your play and pause button. If you want to forward to the next podcast, right here. I have not tried it with apps like Pandora or Spotify. I am a member of Xbox Music. I haven't tried it with that either, but I would imagine those controls would work as well. Alright, going back. Oh, also this is connect, reconnect. So if you press that, it will disconnect the Bluetooth. If you press it again, it'll reconnect it, which is kind of nice. If you click back there, and you click back again, kind of takes you to this overall menu here. This puts on the backup camera, but if you notice I got no signal, that's because I have mine wired up to the reverse wire, which is not energized yet. But as soon as I put the car in reverse, it comes on. Quite happy with the picture. So now that I got it in park, that's off. This radio does have a TV tuner built into it, but I live in New Jersey. That's in the United States of America. So if I had TV, we're all digital now, so analog won't work. But if I click on auxiliary here, I did scan. I was able to get 2 channels in my area. Not very well. So probably how I have the car parked, I'm going to try to change the channel here just to show you guys. I believe both channels I got were Spanish speaking channels. So there you see there, I got TV. I did put the antenna right in the corner there. And in terms of, wow, this is the clearest this ever came in. My daughter will love this. And then you got the signal strength right up there. I can control the volume through. I'm gonna show you. The only way to control the external tuner that came with this is with the remote. You can't control it through the radio itself. FM, if you've ever had a factory aftermarket radio in your car, you know that it's never as good as original. But I live in the Atlantic City area, so if you're from that area, you know it. You'll notice that the RDS information does come up. And as you save it, it saves it with the RDS information. Which just kind of sucks, because if they have something like 19 hits in a row playing through the RDS information, that will save in there. Sometimes the radio station will actually give you the name of the track. That will save in there if you memorize it at that time. And then your standard functions down here. Change the band and all of that. Here you go through mute. 15 minutes, I might have to break this video up. In terms of navigation, this is the Android unit, so when you hit Navi, it does bring you to the Android version. I did install Xbox Music on here. One thing I noticed